pouch placements, there's a lot of things to think about with pouch placement. One, can I get to my gear when I need it? That's the main thing. I like magazines to the left side or across the front to where I don't have to reach outside of where my normal range of motion of my arm is. My hand travels from my pocket to up here in this area all the time. I like to have things in that path somewhere. If I'm reloading my gun here, there's things in the natural path that my arm travels often. Not reaching way over here for a magazine or anything like that, or weird stuff, magazines upside down, pulling magazines out, letting it fall in your hand. Kind of ridiculous. But I see those kind of things. I've got some medical stuff over here on this side, a tourniquet, so I can get it with my firing hand if I need to. So, one thing, when you're putting this Molle stuff on like this, see he's got it weaved through correctly, all down through here. Some folks will just run through the top one and then run through the bottom one and then snap it together, and this pouch would pull out all over the place. And then you go through some thick vegetation out there, and you're reaching down for that new magazine, and you realize your whole pouch is gone because it's back there hanging on the tree somewhere. So you've got to make sure you weave these things through and do it right. Pretty smart little setup. Got his two magazines on the left-hand side. You can use that for numerous different things. It doesn't have to be a magazine. Probably not his best magazine to reload from with his non-firing hand. With that flashlight. This flashlight. Yeah. I've got a pouch right here that has a GPS. It's got some food in it, some protein snacks, some kind of things like that. The gloves, extra stuff, a little bit of E&E kit, escape and evasion, kind of getaway stuff. Pistol mags over here. And these are things I change out. Sometimes I change this out for different pouches pretty often. And that's the beauty of having a system like this. Is the First Spear 612 system. The Molle system does the same thing, but you're able to move pouches wherever you want. Probably one of the most important things that people leave off their gear all the time is medical. I've got everything from nasal airway to hemostatic agent, quick clot gauze to Israeli dressings, smaller tourniquets, a lot of stuff right here inside of this pouch. It's all a gunshot wound kit is what it is. And I have it on my left-hand side. And the reason I have it on my left-hand side is so in a big fight that I was in, the Battle of Nasiriyah on March 23rd, 2003, some Marines and friends of mine found themselves pinned down in a building that they referred to as the Alamo. They killed a lot of bad guys from that building, and the top of the building was filled with people who were able to walk and move to the top of the building and shoot these bad guys as they were approaching. The bottom was all the wounded. The very severely wounded guys were holding dressings on each other's necks. They were putting tourniquets on each other's legs. They were saving each other's lives while guns were resting on couches and on windowsills, and they were shooting bad guys as they were approaching. They were having to get into their buddies' medical kits and get into their medical kits while they were literally shooting bad guys that were coming up on them. So we want to be able to fight and work on ourselves and get to our kit at the same time. That's why my medical kit is on my left-hand side.